Oh yeah, welcome to How Can She Snap? This is a Marvel Snap podcast dedicated to the filthy casual. I'm the kid, one half of the Super Snap Rose, here with my brother from the same mother, Mister.
No big deal, baby.
No big deals here. And we got a brand new card, brand new game mode. We're pumped. But before we get into that, let's talk about how we are in the lovely, illustrious Snap Judgment Network, where you can find, if you're looking for a Marvel Snap podcast to find, you obviously are listening to this one, but, if you're looking for other ones, you can have some great, wonderful, awesome options. Snap Decisions with Joe, Snap on This with Lauren Whatevs, It's Just Three, Benjamin Roller, and the GOAT himself, the hardest working man in Snap, Pulse Glazer, with the Snap Judgments pod released on Saturdays. Now, where was I? We're going to talk about this episode and the wonderful, awesome things that have released this week. No OTA update to cry about, which we kind of love doing and talking shit. It was great. Last week was a banger. But we got Scorn that came out. Discard lovers rejoice. No big deal. Happy as hell out there. Like a little fucking dirty little clam. Smiling. Playing the shit out of this card. Oh, yeah. We love it. Brand new game mode. High voltage. Very fast pace. We'll talk about decks. I think most of this episode is going to be talking about decks and stuff there. And then there's the developer roadmap, which came out, and they actually talked about stuff that's happening, coming up, and they're working on, which is kind of cool. So we'll go over that, and that's about it. Let's get it. No big deal. How the hell are you, my man?
Pretty good, kid. I'm pretty good. It's been a good week, man. Loving this discard stuff. I mean, I think discard's all the way back. The power output's crazy. Scorn is just, I saw like a YouTube comment that's just like, wow, it turns out One Cost Apocalypse is a pretty good card. And yeah, it is. One Cost Apocalypse. Pretty fucking good. And they had the Nerf Apocalypse, so that kind of tells you all you need to know about Scorn. I mean, this card is just unbelievable. The voltage, this game mode is sick. I mean, we'll get into detail, but generally, I love the game mode. Not a big fan of the reward system progression stuff, but we'll get into that. But yeah, man, I'm having fun playing Snap. I mean, it's new, it's fresh. I haven't had this much fun playing Modok discard in a while. Because normally with Modok discard, it's so linear. The plays are so clear. You play this card, then you play the Dracula, then you play the Modok, then you play APOC with a bunch of swarms. And that's like literally every fucking game. Scorn throws a total wrench. It increased. You already had a little bit of mind games, but I feel like you almost always want the Dracula to hit the Scorn. And that creates like, okay, am I playing APOC? Do I even need to draw my fucking APOC? Like, I mean, it just opens up a million play lines. There's turn 6 Modok if you want to take the Swarm out of the deck. And it is unbelievably spicy compared to what it's always been, which has been, optimal, standard, the exact same 12. Everybody's playing it. Everybody's playing the same thing. So, needless to say, kid, I'm like you said, clammed up. I'm having a fucking blast. Clams out for the boys. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I would never traditionally a discard player, but this card, I've been playing a lot. You've been sending me decks. I've been looking up decks, online and stuff, mm-hmm. And it's a really fun card. It's a really, really interesting concept. It is kind of like a one cost APOC that, a lot of times gets up to like a 1/8, a 1/6 pretty easily. Then you just play a 1/6 or a 1/8 is ridiculous. And not only that, it's already buffed your stuff. Like, you've already had like 6 power, 4 to 6 power out on the board. So it's like really like a, like a 110 to a 14 or 12 or whatever it is. So it's just kind of insane. I really like, I've played a bunch of the discard decks, and the one that I like the most in this is maybe I'm just like a sucker for like RNG and stuff, but like I love how Gambit's making a resurgence, man. And maybe it's not a resurgence.
Gambit's a beast, man.
Yeah, like maybe it's not a resurgence. Like maybe he's been in discard lists. I just haven't been tapped into that, that part of the community. Really, I don't give a fuck about discard too much. But like Gambit's been a lot of fun. I love the RNG. I love, how we can just like discard the Scorn. And then, buff everything as well. It's hilarious. And just like you said, like just playing Scorn, like on turn, your turn 6 is like, can be completely different. Cause like Normally it's like, and I must say, like, I like the non-swarm version, no swarms in the deck. I
Yeah,
prefer that more.
I'm getting there too. Yeah,
Because
that's what I've been playing the last couple days, and it feels a little bit better to me.
I like it more because there's more mind games personally, I think, and there's
Yeah,
more. I think gives you more, like, maybe not more raw output, like, because the swarms you can go wide, but like it gives you a better decision on turn 6. Where, like you said, you can Modoc, you could just straight up play Apocalypse down on turn 6.
yeah,
There's something like you never do. Like you can like whack Apocalypse a couple times. Like he's a 12, he's a 16 power. You can just play a 6/16, and then Dracula hits Scorn, and then Dracula gets like, I don't know, whatever you discarded, like 6 or 8 power. Maybe that's all you need in that lane. Or maybe like they overcommit in that lane, you just friggin' throw Apocalypse. Or you can just play Scorn, who can be like a 1/6 to a 1/8 with some other cards, and then Dracula discards Apocalypse and you win that lane. Like, it's crazy, man.
yeah.
So
Like,
yeah, I love it. I'm actually having a lot of fun playing discard, and especially in the high voltage
oh,
mode.
it's hilarious in there. Yeah, you just get all the cards. It's so funny. But yeah, I mean, you could play the APOC before, but it was like a YOLO mind game. Like you were like, okay, like they're gonna ignore this Dracula. I'm gonna make like the hard call, and like you pray you like top deck a Proxima Midnight or some shit. So Dracula hitting like a Proxima Midnight is like pretty nice. But even if it's hitting like a Lady Sif or something, for 5 power, that's just a hard mind game. Like you say, hey, they're not going to play here. My Dracula gets 5 power, it wins the lane. But like that's basically like a YOLO 50-50 crazy mind game, and hope they're not playing a bunch of stuff to go wide anyway. So like now it's like I feel like it's almost optimal to play the Apocalypse a lot of the time. Like you're actually getting more power output from straight up playing the Apocalypse, let the Dracula hit the Scorn. Because the Scorn's going to be 10, 12, whatever the fuck it is, and put another 2 on the board anywhere. So, yeah, it's an absolute blast. I mean, this card's sick.
Yeah, I
This
feel like
card's
you can.
sick.
Yeah, I feel like you can spread out power a lot better now, right?
Mhm.
Like, because like even like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I mean, like, you can like like you can like stack the Dracula lane with, like, maybe put a Lady Sif there if you have Lady Sif in your deck, or like Calling Wing, like Hell Cow or whatever, with the Dracula. That way you have give yourself the option of, hey, I'm gonna go really tall in this lane with the Dracula, or with the Scorn, or I'm just gonna let Dracula hit the Scorn and play APOC somewhere else. So I think I said that wrong, but I think
No,
you know
you
what I
said it
mean.
right. You said it right.
Yeah. Anyways, you know what I mean. Like it gives you more options rather than like, oh, Dracula's here. That's just going to be the APOC. Like that's going to be my APOC lane, basically. Like
Mhm.
you don't have to do that anymore with this card, which is kind of cool because, yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't like it so much, was because it was so linear. Like you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to play
Yeah.
Modoc on 5, like, and it's like, all right, fuck, I get it. Like I don't know, so I didn't like that too much, but now it's like it's kind of cool, and I haven't fucked around with any Dakin builds, which I think once we go over your list, I might want to try him in one of the other slots.
My first build had Dakin.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll go. I don't know. What do you? Let's talk about before we talk about your list, because I kind of want to get into it because we're talking about it. But like, what are you seeing in the meta right now?
Well, a lot of mirrors.
Yeah.
I would say 1/3 of the game I'm playing against are discard.
Yeah.
And then it's I think the main deck is the kind of not my little Venom deck, but basically a little Venom deck, right?
Yeah.
Where it's Agent Venom, and there's like Iron Man, Sage, all these cards, right? That are
Yeah.
with the Agent Venom. Cosmo, I think, is in that deck because people are obviously Cosmo is great against bounce, all kinds of shit. So
Yeah.
the basically the Agent Venom deck that everybody's playing. I'd say that's the main deck, and discard are like the two main things that I'm seeing.
Yeah, that, and then I've seen a lot more Darkhawk. I've seen a big Darkhawk resurgence, and
Yeah, you could thank Jet. You could thank Jet for
yeah, I
that.
think people were doing it before that, but yeah,
Jet
that
deck's
was
awesome, by the way. I've played some of that deck. It's fucking sick. Like
it's great,
so
right?
good.
It's so fun. It's so fun too. It's so
It's a lot more fun than a traditional Darkhawk deck too. You actually have fun with it, so it's nice.
yeah, like it's so oppressive at times. It's
Mhm.
hilarious.
I love
But yeah,
having like a 28 power Cassandra Nova that can move. It's just hilarious.
it is hilarious. And Misery's getting a buff.
Oh yeah, Misery getting she definitely doesn't need it in that deck. I mean, she's a rock star in that deck.
Yeah, Misery's hilarious. I like that card. I didn't think that card was that bad. I thought it was like an all right card. I didn't think it needed a buff. I thought 4/7 was pretty good for
Yeah,
what
it's
it
got to be
did.
a pay to win. They want people to buy the card. Maybe nobody bought it.
Yeah, maybe it's just underperforming. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough for Jet anyway. But yeah, Scorn. I mean, like the season so far has been pretty cool. Like pretty interesting cards they've released so far.
Mhm.
Agony obviously is coming in high voltage. A few people have already paid to get it. But yeah, Scorn like discard specialist misery like really unique effect. So yeah, I don't know, man. And then who was the first card? I can't remember.
Age of
Scream
Venom
and Scream.
and Scream. Yeah.
Yeah, Scream was like a move kind of card. Yeah, they're really kind of hitting a lot of archetypes and doing
Yeah.
so like you really don't have to like. It's not a month where you have to like spend all your resources for everything. Like if you don't play discard, like don't get Scorn. Period. Right? Like if you don't like this card, don't get this card.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like discard, do not get this card. But yeah, right? Like,
Yeah,
would
this
you
one's
agree?
easy. This one's like Proxima and Corvus Glaive. It's the same thing. Like,
Yeah,
and I would say Proxima Midnight specifically. Like,
yeah,
because the Proxima Midnight deck is the exact same deck that this one goes in. So, first of all, if you
yeah.
don't have Proxima Midnight, then probably
Mm.
shouldn't get this card.
And like Scream is a card that like you definitely don't need to get unless you want to play some move stuff.
Yeah,
Misery is a card you definitely don't have to get. Like you definitely don't need to get. Like you're not missing out.
definitely
It's a
not.
cool card to have with a very unique effect, but you don't like. It's not like, oh my god, you got to get this card. But they're all very cool cards. You know what I mean? So like I think they did a good job of doing that instead of making like all busted cards in the season that like you're mad if you miss all of them. Or you're mad if you miss one or two. They've done a good job so far. Agent Venom's a sick card too.
Yeah, I would say the only busted card is Season Pass, which is nice because you probably want to buy the Season Pass anyway. So,
Yeah.
spend the $10 and you're good. They don't have to spend the quote unquote $60 equivalent to 6K tokens to get them. You can just spend $10, get the Season Pass, a bunch of other shit. That's definitely the play, right? That's the mandatory one this season. So Fingon, if you're listening, get the Season Pass this week. This month, buddy. This is the month to get it.
If you don't win a giveaway, then get it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I've been really enjoying this card. I think it's a cool card. Even though I don't really like this card. So yeah, it's awesome. Let's talk about your deck though. Let's get into your deck. And do you want to just talk about the spotlights real quick? Who's in it? Jean Grey and who else?
And Sebastian Shaw.
Oh yeah, Jean Grey, Sebastian Shaw, and Scorn.
If you
like this card, if you like this card, spend the tokens on Scorn.
Mm-hmm.
Don't waste your caches on these cards.
I mean, if you love Surfer, Shaw is a staple in the Surfer deck. Some people love Surfer Kid. I mean, it's not.
I was gonna say, if you love Surfer, you should already have Shaw.
Yeah, but
you
what if
already
someone
bought
started
Shaw.
playing the game later? Like, what if they started playing the game, 5-6 months ago or something, right?
I would have bought Shaw with tokens if I was a Surfer lover. Like he's that mandatory, right? I mean, yeah, okay, yes. If you love,
not really.
Shaw,
I mean, you could put there's all kinds of 3 costs in the game, right? You could put a Gladiator or something if you got, he was in a cache earlier. You had the Glad, and he series drop, so
if you love Surfer, then you can roll for Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed. If not, don't roll any. Don't waste your spotlight.
I'm splitting hairs here. We really shouldn't be wasting keys on this cache at all.
No, don't do that.
But Scorn is cracked in MODOK discard. Like this card is insane, and it's not like just kind of good. It's fucking ridiculous. It's just like Scream in the Kingpin deck. It's the same thing. It's like it's a crucial piece.
I don't think they should do anything. Like I don't think they should nerf it. Do you think it'll get nerfed like to like a 1/1?
It's all going to depend on the stats of the deck, right?
Okay.
I mean, they nerfed APOC last time. I didn't think APOC should have gotten nerfed.
Yeah.
I don't have anything. Maybe like Morbius or something. Or I mean, I always thought Proxima was kind of busted, like a 0/7 basically. That also gives you a bunch of other bonuses because you want to discard shit. So I thought they should have hit Proxima and like not even MODOK. MODOK's kind of cracked. Like you discard your whole hand. He's a 5/8. It's ridiculous. He could be a 5/5. Like. If MODOK's a 5/5, I'm still playing him. Like, he fucking rocks your whole hand. It's ridiculous. So I don't know why they hit APOC last time, so that was a little weird. So hopefully they don't hit Scorn. I don't think they should hit it. I mean, but it's all going to depend on the deck. If they want to, they want to, then they can. But I like it. I mean, look, she's busted, but she's really, really, really niche only one deck. And cards like that, I don't think you need to worry about hitting with balance changes.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. And like we talk sometimes here about like one drops and how they're like they gotta be good. Like they gotta have some meaning in the deck, and they did a really good job with this card
Mhm.
as like a 1/2 to like actually give like the deck meaning and a cool identity. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
got
gives
like
the
Kitty
+2
Pride
power.
level utility for that deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's so cool. All right, let's talk about your deck here. Let's get into your deck and talk about it. This is your discard deck that you sent me. This is the one I've been playing mainly,
Mhm.
and this is the one I've liked the most so far out of all of them. So why don't you talk about it?
Well, for the visual, listeners, I did steal this off of Dexter. Just so this is not my deck. This is a Snapster, the Dexter. I tried it out and I couldn't put it down. I've played like 50 games on this thing and I've been climbing and it's unbelievable. When I started trying to brew for the first couple days, I was messing around a lot with collector discard, and in a collector discard deck, I wanted to try Dawkin. If the Scorn hits the Dawkin, goes to 3/6, you know, discard the thing, goes up to a 3/12, like kind of nice. Also strong guy. You could play in decks like that. Obviously, you run Swarm in these kind of decks, but I wanted to try this out. I thought the Grandmaster was really intriguing. And obviously, repeating any of these effects, like two Gambits, two Corvus, two Blades, like
Why don't you say the deck? Why don't you say what it is?
yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's get into the deck. So it's Scorn, of course, Scorn Hub, as people are calling it these days. Yeah, I'm not calling it that, but that's what the kids. Incognito mode, Scorn, Blade, Morbius, Grandmaster, Colleen Wing, Gambit, Corvus Glaive, Dracula, Hellcow, Proxima Midnight, Modoc, and Apoc. So it's a no swarm, so your Dracula is a crucial part of the game plan here. Your Dracula pretty much never misses because you don't have any swarms, so you can open up the possibility of playing a turn 6 Modoc if you want, and you're not going to have your Dracula like potentially hit a swarm or something like that. It stops you from being able to go wide, but you have like a lot of things like Grandmaster. You can do like two Gambits, for example. So you kind of have this like little Grandmaster engine that gives you more reliable discards. The Morbius is a lot more powerful than Collector. Collector's good in here, but Morbius is just better. So like it's just more power. Like Collector's like a 2/7. Morbius like a 2/12, 2/14. Like it gets ridiculous, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of just what are all the best cards. I mean, Gambit was optimal even before Scorn came out. People were playing Gambit and Moon Knight both. I think if I wasn't playing against 1/3 Modoc discard people, I think Moon Knight would be really good. I'd probably play it with Hellcow. But there's just too many mirrors. Like you're gonna hit their APOC. You're gonna hit their Proxima. Like I've hit a couple Proximas with Moon Knight. I was like, all right, I'm not doing this anymore. So just put a freaking. It's a 4/7, like whatever, like
Yeah, I know.
Hellcow's a 4/7, and Hellcow's really nice too in a no swarm build because again, like he's not going to hit any swarm. So Hellcow is guaranteed to basically hit Scorn or APOC every time. And then if you have Dracula down, like it's just another discard. It's if you have Morbius down, it's another discard. So it's unbelievable. Gambit's been a rock star, man. Like Gambit is like I think I hit my Modoc once with Gambit. And nice thing with this deck, the collector builds I was playing are very all in on Modoc. Either I get my Modoc or I'm probably leaving. This one's nice because you could do things like, say Gambit hits your Modoc. You could do like Corvus Grandmaster on 5, That's 4 discards and like 2 extra energy. So you're going to be sitting there with 8 energy on turn 6, and you just discarded 4 cards out of your hand. So you're probably fine, like you could do a lot of shit with that. So yeah, like there you don't have to have Modoc, or if you top deck Modoc on 6, like you still have some play. So it's a little more reliable. I would say slightly lower ceiling, but I mean this deck can get up to some crazy numbers too. I mean you get 40 plus in a lane, like you could still get up to some crazy numbers just because I mean the Morbius is ridiculous. That the Dracula could be like a 29 power card in here, and yeah, it gets pretty absurd. So I'm loving this Scorn card. I mean, just keep it. I just hit the Scorn every time I see it. I just if it's on the right, I have a blade. I play it. I don't know. Give me a 1-5 blade. Give me a 2-6 Colleen. And we keep rolling. Just keep hitting that Scorn. Keep crushing. And man, just plays like all the old discard decks. And I find it's competing with power pretty well against the Age and Venom decks. I'm not having too much of an issue with them. Like I said, about 1/3 of my matches, I feel like it's about against the Age and Venom deck. If they put a Cosmo, you could just throw a Dracula in the Cosmo lane. I feel like that's just a dub there. And you don't have to worry about Red Guardian or any of this shit or Lady Deathstrike, whatever. Right. So, I feel nice and cozy tucking my Dracula into the Cosmo lane and, just going to win one of the other lanes. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Another thing I'll say too is I was going to say, like, you bring up a good point, like with MODOK and stuff. Like, I've just YOLO'd Corvus on turn 3 with MODOK in my hand and not cared because, like, even if you hit the MODOK, like, there's still so much other shit you can do. Like, you don't really need MODOK to win, which is so different than like traditional MODOK discards where it's like, if you don't get MODOK, you're kind of fucked. Like, you have to get really lucky with like locations and they have to get really horrible draws for you to like win, right? Like, like the other decks are so MODOK reliant. I felt like in my experience that like it sucks, but this one you just throw Corvus down and it's like, whatever, man. If he hits MODOK, hits Apocalypse too, you're fine. Like you got Scorn, you got other stuff to go for it.
Yeah, and, you kind of look at your hand and be like, yeah, I could just play Corvus here, whatever, like, yeah. You got a Scorn, Apoc, MODOK, like, yeah, you probably just play the Corvus,
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing that, not really caring. Like, I'm like, because what am I going to do? Hold it in my hand? Like, no, I don't want to do that.
I mean, you could,
you could, yeah, but I'm not a pussy, so I'm gonna fucking just do it. I'm gonna throw down the fucking Corvus and YOLO, I don't care. Yeah. And the Hellcow's nice because it's a 4/7 body, right?
Yeah.
Like it is like a 4/7 body is sick. So like it's just like nice, and it is like almost a guaranteed hit on whatever you want at the end of the game because you're usually playing stuff out, right? I will say for high voltage. The one I play this a lot in high voltage. It's actually a great deck in high voltage as well.
It's it's surprisingly good. I thought it wouldn't have enough power, but I won like 14 games in a row with this deck in high voltage. Literally, I'm not joking. Like my first 14 games I played, I won all of them with this deck. Then I think people started to figure it out, and I started going up against like Black Panther, Zola, all this shit, and started losing some games finally. I'm like, okay, here we go. So but like before that, I don't know. People were just playing random shit. Like it was 14 in a row. Like right when the mode came out, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. I think the one card I would cut for that mode specifically would be Grandmaster. For me, he wasn't really performing as well as I wanted him to. Like he did in like Conquest and Ladder and stuff. I'd put something like She-Hulk, because there's some turns that maybe I don't want to play the Corvus. Maybe I will be a little puss, and then I could save that energy and then a She-Hulk can come down.
Yeah,
something like that.
Something big is smart.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, I love this deck, man. It's hilarious. It's fun. So yeah, this is only like ladder deck we're really going to talk about, and you could use it in high voltage, but
I mean, since our last pod, this is all I've played on the ladder.
Yeah, I mean, we have been just playing a shit ton of high voltage. So
it's the new mode. We got to do it. Got to do it to them.
Let's talk about the mode first off, and maybe I'll just get into it here on this thing. On the screen. This is the high voltage. 7 minutes. Gonna get some shit. So basically
just fire up a game. Why don't you do it up?
Okay, all right. Well, fucking fire up a game.
Well, then while you're doing it, we could talk about the mode, like you said. You could kind of show it on the screen.
Do you want me to use your discard one?
No. Do my Spectrum one if you're gonna play high voltage. This is specifically for high voltage. Yeah.
All right. So we'll fire up a high voltage game. I mean, no big deal. You want to talk about the mode?
Okay, sure. So it's 3 turns. First turn, we get 2 to 5 energy. So you see here, we have 3 energy. And then, I'll let the kid decide what to play here because this is actually, a little conundrum. You got maybe you got to have some experience with these kind of decks. But,
I don't. Yeah. But yeah, keep talking about the thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to play random shit.
Yeah, it's only 3 turns. There's no snaps, nothing like that. Next turn, you get 2 to 5 energy on top of the 3. So it could go to 8, could go to 5, something like that. And then on the final turn, you get another 2 to 5 energy added on that. So it could be 11 energy, 12, whatever. and then the game's over. And every turn you draw 2 cards. So you see Kid draw Mystique and Ebony Maw there, both. You're not gonna do Prof X, like Prof X Ebony Maw, something like that left, maybe. The Prof X is in there to slam them on too. That's like, this is like what the whole deck's based around. Oh yeah.
Shit, he's gonna play a big card. I'm
No,
fucked.
no, you're good. No,
Oh, I'm good, you son of a bitch!
you could have
I knew I
played
should have done that.
somewhere else. Could have played it right.
You said play left. I should have listened to you.
All right.
I've been kicked out of better homes than this.
This is probably a GG here, but yeah, what can you do? You live and die by the Prof X, you know? What can you do?
That's it.
But yeah, so it's 3 turns. Yeah, this whole deck is kind of based around, you know, Prof X turn 2. But yeah, that's it. And then at the end, you know, you just based on there's no losing, like you don't lose bubs like you did on Deadpool's Diner, where you know you go back to 0, then you got to refill all this stuff. There's nothing like that. So nice boost ray makes sense. Oh, okay, he's helping us out a bit. And we already lost left, so a little bit of help is nice. Got to win middle somehow. Okay, nice. So right. Yeah, there's just no way we're winning middle here. So this is a GG, unfortunately, but
it's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's great. Mm-hmm. And then you get missions like what's it called? Just like regular like missions, right? So you get 3 every 8 hours. One like very hard mission, and then 2 that are easier. You got the rewards. You got like an Agony avatar, 250 credits, a neon red border, then 250 credits again, then the Agony actual card at 8,000. What are these called? Voltages or whatever? Mm-hmm. I don't know what the fuck they're called. But anyways, 8,000 volts, you get Agony, and then 11,000 volts, you get an Iron Man variant.
You're ahead of me. You got 3,300. I think. Yeah, I got 2,600. So I'm not quite caught up to you on the.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be like there's 6 days and 16 hours left. I spent 0 gold.
Yeah,
this is going to be if you just play and do the quests, and it's very easy to do the quests. You can just like literally do any deck because it's 3 turns and you basically draw almost all your deck. You just have all the energy. You could play everything. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, you got to play a 6 cost card. It's like you can play all your 6 cost cards in one game. Sometimes it's like insane. But yeah, it's very, very easy to get the new card. I think it's gonna be very easy, not a tough thing. And I love this mode. Like you said, 3 turns, no cubes, no snapping. A little weird not snapping, but you know, it's only 3 turns. Mm-hmm. It's so much fun. I love I think I just fucking love RNG so much. Honestly,
the one thing that's nice about the no snapping is there's also no retreating. You know, mm-hmm. But like in turn, you know, it's like the normal poker thing is, I raise, you fold. You know, there's no folding because why would you? You don't lose anything from losing in this game mode. So only thing you can get is winning, and you can only get 20 when you win. So the main thing is you don't even have to have a good deck. You really don't have to put too much thought into the deck building. You can, you know, people are getting sweaty. People are playing cards like Morph, you know, cards like Havoc. Elias really good in this mode. They're very specific, you know, Professor X, you know, we whiffed there, you know, guy played a fucking Infinite. What can you do? But, you know, like like there are cards that are specific and sweaty to this mode. You don't have to sweat at all. Deadpool's Diner, you want to sweat a little bit because, you know, you do need to win. You got it. You know, the stakes matter. You lose, you go back to 0. You got to wait for your refill. So this mode, none of that stuff matters. You get almost all your volts from the daily missions, which are going to populate here in 2 minutes, actually. So in that sense, it is like, this is a hyper casual mode. It's not competitive at all. You could just play the clowniest shit. Like I was playing some Toxic Surfer stuff. Like, and you could do the Wong Hazmat, you know, Wong Mystique Hazmat all on the same turn. That's all turn 3. So they like, well, how are they going to counter it? So no one's playing tech cards because like, how can you, unless it's like a preemptive tech card, like a Cosmo, but even then it's like, okay, you played a Cosmo here, I'll play my shit over here, all of it on the last turn, you know? So there's no tech cards, so that means there's no, you know, the gutter ball rails when you go bowling and you get the, you know, get the gutter, like the guard rails there, like the kid gloves are off, like the combos are absolutely bonkers, and there's not a whole lot people can do to stop your combos. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun for sure.
So I'm loving. I like. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm fucking loving this mode so much.
Mhm.
I only want to play this mode. I will play some other modes too, like when I finish my missions. But like, I'm having so much fun. The fact that it's so fast is so nice. The fact that like I haven't had anyone like there's a forfeit button, but like I haven't had anyone do that yet because it's just
Mhm.
so quick. You don't need to do that. The
I've had
fact
two
that it's
people
so
forfeit on me, but I'm playing Professor
oh
X, so it is what it
yeah.
is.
The fact that it's so combo centric is hilarious. And one thing that I like about it is like, yes, you could get your big combos off, and that's awesome. But also because it's only 3 turns, I kind of love watching the other people get their big combos
Right.
off too.
Yeah.
And like if they just like completely destroy me with this like wild combo,
Mhm.
then it's kind of cool to watch actually. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like it's like it's insane. So it's fun. It's fun. I really like that, and like it's like not stressful at all. Not that games are supposed to be stressful, but like it's like you don't even care. Like in the other modes, sometimes like if you're trying to get sweaty and like get like a border or something, or like you're grinding up the infinite, like you get a little sweaty here and there. You're like, oh fuck, I lost. This like I've never got mad about losing. I
No.
don't care. It's just so fun, and you
Mhm.
just know that you're going in there just to be an idiot, and then you're gonna get a free card by the end of the week. So it's like it's like win. And like you said, you can just play a ton of random decks, and you can win with them. So it's fun, and it's
Mhm.
fun to play like big cards that you don't really play ever because like they're fun in here too. you
Yeah.
know
Oh yeah. This is the big boy game mode for sure. Big cards.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
what do you dislike about the mode, or what do you think they should change?
Well, okay. So, I mean, it's hard to describe emotion, but we are on a podcast and like that's kind of what we're supposed to do here. But it's difficult to put emotion into words. Um, I had a lot more fun playing Deadpool's Diner than I did on this mode. I think that's an unpopular opinion from what I'm seeing on Twitter and YouTube comments and stuff. Everybody is just throating this mode. Like this is just glazed. Everybody's glazing, whatever whatever the kids are saying. Like this mode is nuts, is in everybody's mouth right now. Like I find it fun. Like it's fun, it's fresh, it's cool. I've been playing it. I'm gonna keep playing it at least till I get the card for sure. I'm only gonna play this. Like I'm having fun. Don't get me wrong, but I had like an absolute blast in the diner. My issue with this mode is that you get basically nothing for winning the game. So I don't know. Like when I was a kid, shout out to my buddy Beebs. He's on the Daily Face Off podcast now. So shout out to Beebs. He we would play like poker, but we were like 12, and we'd play with no money. And I don't know if you ever played poker with no money, but it's the fucking worst. Like he would troll. What he would do is he would go all in and then fold. Which is like nobody even knows if that's legal in poker because it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you go all in and fold? But he'd just be like, I don't feel like playing anymore. I'm all in, fold. And he would just get up and walk away because you're not playing for any money, so it doesn't fucking matter. So that's what I feel like when I'm playing this mode. It's like the games don't like mean absolutely nothing. Like it's like you said, kid. It's like a combo simulator. Like it is fun to see the combos, but like. And honestly, that's what I'm doing. I'm just like, okay, what's the next like weird combo I can try to pull off? Because that's kind of what I'm doing now. Because I find that fun. But I would like it, like if I would improve it. Here's the thing: this card, Agony, is 8,000 volts. Okay, you get 20 volts for winning a game. Like, so I have to win 400 fucking games to get Agony. I think that's ridiculous. Like, that's just like to me, that's just time gate boring horseshit. And then it's like, okay, well, how could I get volts faster? I have to do daily missions. Man, fuck, I don't like doing fucking daily missions. Okay, daily missions feel like chores to me. So it's like I got to do my chores, then I got to wait 8 hours, then I got to do my chores, and I got to log in. Like I already hate logging in for the fucking 25 credits every 8 hours. They switched. Like I liked it way better before when it was once a day and I get 50. Now it's like 25 credits every 8 hours. It's ridiculous. I don't like doing my chores. I want games to be fun. I don't want it's like my mom telling me to clean my room. So like that's kind of what I feel like. It's like the volts, the reward system, this whole structure here that we're seeing on the screen here, I absolutely despise it. And I like it way more for Deadpool's Diner, where I felt like in Deadpool's Diner, I start like an RPG or I started like what was that game? It's like Slay the Spire. Like you're starting out a quest, and it's like, okay, you could go up and you might get killed, and you go back down to the beginning. It's like, oh, go up, oh, back down to the beginning. Oh, okay, double. Okay, I hit a checkpoint. Good. Beat the boss. I got the checkpoint. Now it's like, all right, start from the checkpoint. Go up. It was like it was ups and downs, and when I snapped and the bubs went up and the blood was pumping, I was fired up. This thing, I'm just like, this is pure toilet mode. This is pure. I'm sitting on the toilet doing dumb shit, just throwing fucking cards around. It doesn't matter if I win or lose. Nothing matters. And, so it's fun. It's casual. I like it. But I wish the wins gave you more. I wish it was like 100 volts for a win, like even minus 50 for a loss, 100 for a win, something like that. I would like it way more than that would be the main change I would do. 100 volts for a win, minus 50 for a loss, something like that.
Second Editor does a really good job with this stuff, and I'll tell you why. Mm-hmm. Everything you hate about the game, the mode is everything I love about the mode. Like, I love having new missions come up and trying different decks to get these missions. Because I don't like even sometimes regular missions I don't like as much. Those feel more like chores to me. Mm-hmm. These feel less like chores to me because the games don't really fucking matter and they're so quick and it's so easy to get them done. And it makes you try different stuff. And if you're trying different stuff, you're not missing out on infinite and rewards and stuff like that. You're it doesn't take you time. You know what I mean? Like if I have to do my missions or alliance missions and stuff, and it's like, okay, now I got to play a deck with fucking Blue Marvel and Cloak, and I'm like, well, what the fuck I don't want to do that.
Right.
What kind of bullshit is that? But in this mode, I'm oh fuck it, I'll throw it in with the Infinite and Black Knight and stuff, and it's kind of it's so quick you can just play them and it's so easy. That's it's nice to do. So that's why these to me don't feel like chores. Obviously, everyone is different, but it's just look at these 2 win a location with 20 more power and play 6 cost cards. So I'm just gonna play to get these chores done. I'm just gonna play a big fucking boy deck, and I'm gonna have a good fucking time playing all these 6 drops, big boys. And it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, when I see this, I just think, oh, I just gotta play a bunch of games. And it doesn't even really matter what deck I play, as long as it has a 6 cost in it. Just play a bunch of games and I'll be done. You know what I mean? It's like, and then I gotta wait 8 hours and do it again. It's I don't know, man. We already have that play pattern in Snap, and I don't like it to begin with.
Yeah, I would. I like the idea of maybe these having less volts and you getting more volts per win.
Yeah.
Because 20 per win is kind of shitty.
That's what I'm saying.
I definitely do not want volts lost for losing, because that takes away the whole completely casual, don't give a fuck about this mode. Then it's going to start getting sweaty and fuck that, man. If you want to do sweaty, play on ladder, play an Infinite Conquest, it's nice to have a toilet mode that you can just be a complete idiot and not worry about anything. And the games are quick, and if you lose, who gives a shit? You laugh and then you go again. Yeah, so that I kind of like that. I agree. I wish the thing I would change, the only thing I would change so far is that I wish that you get a little bit more for winning.
Yeah,
20 just feels.
This is my straight up biggest issue. I feel I don't even care if I win, because it's only 20 volts. Even if I don't win, it's obviously I like the 20 volts, but I need 400 of those to get my fucking card. It's ridiculous.
Even 50, but I mean, you get what is this? This is 825 if you do these.
Well, to your point, I would you said, I would rather they cut these in 1/10. Give me 12 for 20 or more power. Give me 25 and 50, and give me 50 to 100 per win. I would way rather that, because then I'm not playing for the daily missions. I'm playing to actually try to win the game. Then I feel some sort of relief. Okay, good, I won. 100 volts, great for a win. Would be great. It should be at least 100 in my opinion.
Yeah, I think 50 would be nice personally. I think 50 is fine. And then these you can get if you're playing every 8 hours, which you're not, you're sleeping and stuff. But if you do these twice a day, that's 1,600 volts, right? So because these are 800 each, right?
Yeah, you were right when you said 700. Getting Agony is going to be easy. It's going to be very easy because of how much you get from these daily missions. So it'll be a joke to get Agony. Everybody's going to get Agony.
Yeah, everybody should, and that's good. That's how it should be, right? In this kind of stupid mode. And the other thing too, which is why I like what Snap, what they're doing here is I think it's next month. Deadpool Diner's coming back. So they're bringing back these other exclusive modes. So you like Deadpool's Diner? I mean, I fucking love Deadpool's Diner too. That mode was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I was having more fun, and you know what? I might like this mode better, but just the structure of the rewards gave me just a crazy like dopamine rush in Deadpool's Diner. Like when you win like a 12 million bub game, it's nothing like in high voltage, right? You get 20, you get just it's just 20. You know, you do the craziest combo on earth, 20 volts. You know, great.
But so I think the difference is like in Deadpool's Diner, the dopamine comes from like the rewards and like the winning bubs.
Mhm.
In this, the dopamine comes from holy shit, I have fucking 12 mana or 12 energy or whatever, 11
Yeah.
energy on turn 3.
Mhm.
What the hell are we gonna do here? Like
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah.
And you have like the super floor. Like I've had a few times where because they got rid of a ton of locations. There's like I don't know, like probably 30 or 40 locations that like just they got rid of for this mode.
Mhm.
And like so you get like the +5 energy a lot of times too location. So it's like not Tinker's Workshop, whatever the fucking +5 energy is.
I
Like,
think it's called Pegasus.
yeah, Project Pegasus.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so like you're getting like 15, 16 like energy on a turn, and you're like, oh man, this is wild.
Mhm.
And it's like I think that's where the dopamine comes from. Whereas Deadpool's Diner is like the bubs and like the doubling, you know. So I don't know. They're two different things, and it's cool they're trying this. It's cool they have this, and it's cool they're bringing back Deadpool's Diner. That they're gonna have like these limited game modes here and there. So yeah, I kind of really like that actually. It keeps the game fresh, it keeps it fun. What do you think of like these limited game modes in general?
I think they're great. I mean, especially that there's a card behind them. Here's the thing. I mean, if this card wasn't here, especially in like Deadpool's Diner, I probably wouldn't play Deadpool's Diner if there wasn't a card at the end of it. Like if it was just a border, you know. This mode, I would probably go fuck around a bit, you know, just because, like you said, it is just a fun mode. It's different. Like Deadpool's Diner, you're just playing Marvel Snap, really, with like an extra snap, kind of, you know. At the end of the day, it's still a regular game of Marvel Snap, but this is like something completely different. So I like it, man. I'm into it. I like that they do shit like this. This feels like they're giving us, you know, more stuff to do, more end game, not just the same, you know, ladder. I'm already kind of grown sick of Conquest at this point. I loved Conquest when it first came out, but I haven't really played Conquest in like 3 or 4 months at this point, so kind of over that one. And I haven't even looked at like what the big variants were. You know, I don't know, man. You know, so it's nice to do something different.
This you probably want to do the variant this month is the Storm one. You love Storm.
Oh
It's a
shit!
it's a really good one.
Oh my
I think
God.
it's the Mark Brooks one. It's actually one of the best ones, I think.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be doing that. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it's a sick.
Oh,
variant.
purely for the variant. Purely for the
Yeah.
variant. I'm gonna suck it up and do it. Yeah, no, it's one of my favorite cards. I got to do it. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this mode. I really don't have anything bad to say about it other than I wish you get a little bit more than 20 per win. But like if you're playing it a couple times a day and doing these quests twice a day, like they don't take long, by the way. You play a few games, like maybe 10 games, which takes like 15 minutes. Like it's not that long.
That's my issue with it. That play pattern. That's by far my main issue with it. And it's like the way to play this mode is just play for 15 minutes, 2-3 times a day, which I think is so fucking stupid.
Well, no, you don't have to. I'm saying like I don't like you should. I think you should play it to have fun. I played it a lot when I didn't have when I got all this stuff.
I mean, so did I. It's new, it's novel, but like, you know, we're trying to get this Agony card. Like, why are most of the volts guarded behind these daily missions? I mean, the daily missions are so stupid. Like, you know, if the answer is they want to make money so people will refill, then like do a boost button, you know? Just do 200 gold, now you get double volts when you win. And make it 50, but you could do 200 gold to get 100 when you win. You know what I mean? Like this is stupid. I don't like that I get all my volts from the fucking daily missions. It's just ridiculous. I hate
this one,
missions, kid. I don't like daily missions at all. Like I don't like them. Period. I don't like them in the game. I don't like them here. So you got a mode with that is based around daily missions to get the reward. That is a very important reward because it's a card. It's probably a 6K Series 5 card. You know, so we got to get it. And you know, I don't really care about this Iron Man variant, but you know, Agony, yeah, like you know, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah. I feel you. If you don't like doing the mission stuff, then yeah, this is going to be annoying. I honestly don't mind. I love it. Yeah, I think it's fun. It's just it's really. I'm excited to play more of this mode. I feel like everything else is like, road to 100K, ladder decay, rank decay. I'm gonna be playing this mode for a week. It's gonna be great. Well, we're talking about this mode. You know, let's go over some of the decks that we've been playing in this mode that we've been seeing online and stuff like that. Kind of went through a couple of them, but Let's go with all right. Let's talk about we talked about the discard. Nerf Herder posted this Black Knight deck, which is similar to one, if not identical, but I think it's similar to like regular Black Knight deck that he had been doing really really well with on the ladder actually. So this is Sunspot, Black Knight, Blade, Ebony Maw, Cosmo, Lady Sif, Ghost Rider, Omega Red, Red Hulk, She Hulk, Giganto, and Infinite. Just a bunch of big boys and girls, and you got the Black Knight in there, so you can get a big Ebony Blade as well. And it's just like a nice Black Knight deck, and Omega Red's a very nice spice in here because you can throw them down and like people really don't know what to do. If you put like a Ghost Rider behind them or put them in the left lane and throw a Giganto on the last turn, like it's kind of hilarious. It's just this is a really really fun deck. It's fun to play all these big cards, and in the high voltage you get the extra energy to do it. And I don't know if you mentioned this, but you draw 2 cards every turn instead of 1.
Yeah, I
So
mentioned
yeah,
that. Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, you're going through that. So it's like it's awesome. This
Yeah, the
deck's really
4
fun.
drops are pretty nice. Like I've seen Wiccan, like Wiccan's pretty interesting in this mode, and like Jubilee, like Jubilee's a cool card in this mode. And so a card like Omega Red, like I've been having a lot of fun with Man Thing personally. I mean, Man Thing's sick, man. 4/7, it's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
like you could just go like half the time you start with 4 or 5 energy, right? Because first turn you're either going to be 2, 3, 4, or 5. So literally 50% of the time you have 4 energy on turn 1. And so you could just do like turn 1 Omega Red. Like what the hell? Like
Mm-hmm.
what do they do against that? Like it's a whole like what do I play? Do I contest it? Like it's just a freaking Omega Red on turn 1, right? So yeah, so these 4 drops I'm finding like in normal ladder they kind of suck, but on high voltage they're fantastic.
Yeah, and a cool thing too is Ebony Maw is like an unreal 1 drop because
Yeah.
like it's only 3 turns, so like you can always play him. There's never a time where you cannot play him.
Hmm.
So he's a nice like throw it on turn 3 on the final turn, just toss him out there.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, this is a cool deck. I've had a lot of fun with this, especially like with those missions you just saw that I had, like play the 20 drop, 20 win a lane with 20 or more power, and play 6 drops. Like this list is just primed for
Yeah, I'll
that.
smash them with this.
She Hulk is so sick
Mhm.
in high voltage.
Mhm.
Next deck is I found on Twitter Riku97. Riku made this negative Thanos list that they're having success with in high voltage, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of new cards too. Zabu new card, Agent Venom, Cassandra Nova, Ironheart, Sage, Marvel Boy, Mister Negative, Lockjaw, Iron Man, Professor X, Blue Marvel, Thanos. So you get to play all the stones, you get to draw everything, you get to ship them through Lockjaw. You can play Mister Negative. A lot of times, sometimes you can play Mister Negative on like turn 1. Now I was getting very unlucky with my negative draws, so I didn't get to do too much with negative. It was only a couple times, but you can like essentially, like you said, 50% of the time you get 4 energy or more on turn 1, and you can just drop Mister Negative on turn 1, and then you're drawing 2 cards at a time. Like it's kind of nuts.
Mhm.
Or turn 1, you just throw down Lockjaw. Sometimes I just do that,
Mhm.
And then sometimes you have 5 energy, you have Lockjaw Stone in your hand.
Mhm.
You can just Lockjaw Stone. It's like
Mhm.
pretty nuts. So Thanos is just fun to play. Lockjaw is fun to play. Mister Negative is fun to play. This deck is just a fucking blast to play, and it wins quite a bit of the time. So it's like it's hilarious, man. I love it.
Yeah, I think Mr. Negative is just really good in general in this game mode. This is definitely a Mr. Negative mode. Like, it's just hard to, like I said, just line up the tech, like it's just hard to play a card like Enchantress, for example, right? You see a lot of Iron Man. Like, you know, are you gonna like throw Prio, pick the right like lane? Like it's just they're gonna have 12 energy on the last turn. Like where are they playing their Iron Man? Like it's really hard to deal with. Like that's why like a lot of people are playing Eliath. You get Prio and play Eliath is a very reasonable way to stop Iron Man, but there's still 2 other lanes on the board. So yeah, like these Mr. Negative decks, like big combos, like you said, you're drawing 2 at a time. Like it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I love it. It's a hilarious deck. Um, Then there is this Darkhawk version that I found because I needed 4 drops to play. So I'm like, oh, let me go find a deck that has a bunch of 4 drops. And I found this one on Untapped. It's Korg, Grandmaster, Cassandra Nova, Mystique, Rockslide, Wong, Absorbing Man, Iron Lad, Misery, Darkhawk, Odin, Eliath.
Mhm.
Just a mishmash of a bunch of cards. It's hilarious to play, man. One of damn few games, a lot of games in this deck too,
Mhm.
because a lot of people are playing Goliath in the high voltage what's it called, a mode, which I did too at first. Is Goliath, you get the extra energy, so it's like extra fun
Oh, show
to
the
play a bunch
split.
of
Show the
random shit.
split you got. Click on.
Oh yeah, new split rates. This one, freaking
Woo!
Goliath, gold with rainbow crackle.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
That's pretty sick.
But
I
yeah, like
love
you're
it.
saying, sorry, a lot of people are playing
It's
Alliance.
insane.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are playing no, Arshem, sorry.
Mhm.
Did I say
Yeah,
Goliath?
yeah,
A
you
lot
said
of people are
Alliance.
playing
Yeah.
Goliath. A lot of people are playing Goliath. What I'm saying, what I meant was a lot of people are playing
I've seen a
Arshem.
good amount of Arsham. Yeah.
Yeah, and I played a lot of Arshem too. And so Cassandra and Darkhawk are both like auto win unless they like draw a Shang-Chi or something.
Mhm.
So it's fun, especially if you Cassandra then Grandmaster of the Cassandra. It's hilarious, man.
Yeah,
So
I've been
fun deck.
surprised to see Arsham. I think Arsham kind of sucks in this game mode. Like I think he's terrible, honestly.
He's fun
Um,
though. It's fun.
oh yeah, it's fun. I mean, you can play anything. I mean, literally
Yeah,
play whatever you find fun. Like you know what I mean. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you could just play Arsham on ladder, man. Arsham's really fun on ladder too. You know.
yeah, it's true.
Uh, I think it's a lot more fun on ladder personally, uh, or conquest or something. Like in this mode, only get an extra one each turn, and it's like okay, you know, you have 12, they have 11. Like you know, who cares? You know, and then you got a bunch of
Yeah,
random useless cards in your hand.
yeah. But it is it is nice to just pepper all those useless cards everywhere because you can use all more of them. It's
Yeah,
just
you can
nice.
probably play your
It's
whole hand.
hilarious.
Right? Yeah,
It's hilarious. It's
yeah.
hilarious. It's not like as good as like some of these decks, but it's fun, man.
Like there's a few
Um,
decks that I mean I don't know I would avoid. Like I've seen some people playing destroy, just like you know you only get 3 turns to pop your Deadpool. You know, like I don't know.
yeah, I will say too, this combo is pretty sick as well. Odin on Cassandra Nova is an unexpected combo. I mean, obviously by the end of the game, like they don't have that many cards in their deck, but still,
Mhm.
it's just like an unexpected thing, especially if it's under a Wong as well, and you have a Darkhawk in another lane. Like it's pretty fun. And then no big deal. Why don't you talk about this concoction here that you came up with that I got owned by the Infinite on turn two?
Let's pretend like we played in the right lane instead of in the infinite lane.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
Well, I'm just saying. Then you could visualize the
Yeah.
power of this deck. I was watching Binks play a little bit on day one of this mode. I just tuned in a little bit, and he was playing Prof X. He wasn't playing this deck, but I think the Prof X makes a lot of sense. You know, and another one of those cards where it's probably pretty bad on ladder. But basically, turn two Prof X is very strong. It turns out, you know,
Yeah.
you play Prof X on turn two. That's really what it comes down to. So this mode I think is kind of interesting because, or this deck I think is kind of interesting because a lot of people are playing all these crazy 6 drops. Obviously, right, kid? You just showed all these decks, just a million 6 drops. The 6 drops are everywhere. So you know, what if we put Goose? What if we put the old Goose? The Goose is on the loose. So he's in the deck, and then obviously U.S. Agent is another card that kind of owns 6 drops. So we got Ant-Man, Ebony Maw, Goose, U.S. Agent, Mystique, Captain America, Luke Cage, Iron Lad, Man Thing, Iron Man, Prof X, and Spectrum. So I mean, it's just a Spectrum deck, but I think again, like you know, I would play Destroy, wouldn't play Irisham. Definitely would not play Jean Grey at all in fucking high voltage because again, they have 12 energy. They're just gonna play a card there and then play like 4 cards somewhere else. So like the
Yeah.
Jean Grey literally does nothing. So you don't need to play Jean Grey. So let's just go all power and all disruption. So and obviously Ebony Maw, you mentioned kid, Ebony Maw is good for this mode. Also happens to be an ongoing card. So you know, that's like a 1/9 in this deck. You know, Ant-Man's like a 1/7 in this deck. So and these are all cards that go into the goose lane. So you got this goose lane that's like really hard to deal with, right? You have a Prof X lane that you're scamming, and then you know Iron Man Mystique's pretty good too. There's a lot of turns 3 where you just go Iron Man Spectrum, you know, on the same turn, and it's like okay, well that just wins that lane. So that's pretty good too. So you have a like 3 or 4 ways to like you know just U.S. Agent with some small cards, or you know U.S. Agent and Iron Lad, but like you have the Luke Cage out. Like we know we have Luke Cage for Man Thing and a U.S. Agent in here. So you know, just U.S. Agent lane is hard for them to win because they can't play big shit there. Everybody's whole deck is just a bunch of big shit. So yeah, it's a pretty sweet deck. Kind of like really takes advantage of the mode, but it's also just like it's a fun Spectrum deck. And yeah, Man Thing's like the secret MVP of this deck. I mean, turn one Man Thing, oh, it's just beautiful, just absolutely beautiful.
That's awesome.
Just slamming a 4/7, like just that comes in there, like, vomiting on everything. It's fucking great.
I'm actually excited to play this deck. I love your little cooks that you make. They're hilarious. Especially like the Captain America. I don't ever play this card, so I'm pretty excited to play it a little bit.
It's another turn one play, right? Like you're sitting there, you got 3 energy, like yeah, like you did, just throwing on a Captain America. It feels kind of nice.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm pretty excited to play this one. But yeah, I mean, high voltage, man. What a cool game mode. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I'm excited to play it all week and grind out the rewards. But yeah, and it hasn't got too degenerate yet. There hasn't been like obviously there's like Panther Zola combos.
Yeah,
And,
I see a lot of Panther.
Another thing I'll say that I like that they did in this game mode is they banned cards. They've never done that before in anything. So
Yeah.
like they banned Black Widow, they banned Galactus. So like and was there another card they banned? Magic probably.
Magic.
So and they banned a bunch of locations, which is so cool to know that they did that, so that we're not getting fucking degenerate stuff happening like Galactus on turn one every game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that honestly, but yeah,
That was so funny.
That'd be hilarious.
But people get so mad about that. Yeah, Black Widow too, because you're drawing 2 every turn. Like you can.
Black Widow is very good that they banned that card.
Yeah. And then all the locations too. So it's nice to know they can actually do that for modes like in the future. Like, hey, we're gonna ban locations, we're gonna ban cards. Like it's awesome to see. So yeah, awesome mode. I'm so fucking pumped about it. I'm pretty excited to play more, man. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the developer roadmap here.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
I didn't even know there was one, to be honest.
It came out a couple days ago.
Nice.
Don't worry.
I've just been spamming Scorn. I don't know. Just minding my damn business, playing some Modok discard.
Scorn is pretty damn good. So they're back to and there's a video, the developer roadmap video. Remember the whole debacle with the last one? They fucked up telling people how to do it. It was supposed to be at that like not festival, but like that conference or whatever. Like if it's supposed to be like a video game like conference, and then like something got delayed and it was all fucked up. And do you remember that?
Not really, to be honest. Yeah.
Or like there was gonna be like the new game mode. Like it was when they were gonna announce Deadpool's Diner, and they didn't even say like there was a new card or something.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then remember Guest made like a new video to like say, hey, this is what they should have done.
Yes.
So Guest is in the official one with Ben Brode.
Oh,
so you should watch that.
Oh, okay.
So
Guest, I gotta check it out. If Guest is in.
Yeah, but he's like in the video with Ben Brode. They do it together. Like he's in the official like announcement of this game.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So just because he made such a good one last time, he did a fucking phenomenal job. It's great. So you got to watch it. But anyways.
Yeah, I remember now, kid. They basically they did a huge video, and they didn't even like mention that you get a free card from Deadpool's Diner.
Yeah.
And it's like they probably should have opened like, hey, here's a 6 Series 5 broken card that you're gonna get for playing this game mode. Yeah, and they like literally didn't mention it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, I remember now.
So yeah. All right. So they basically say like blah 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 blah. Developers roadmap. We're gonna come here. They say that too, like I guess this is a kind of important thing. If you see our in-game surveys and wonder if your voice matters, it does. So that like if you do those in-game surveys, like they actually listen to the feedback, which we'll see coming down here. So they said for this blog we'll share some insights into what's in concept. This is just from Untapped. Actually, Interrobang wrote this, so I didn't go on their Discord, but they basically on their Discord message said they're only going to focus on things they're working on now. They're not going to do like what's in the future. Like, like there was always like what is possibly going to happen. And it was like, never.
Yeah.
They don't have that anymore. They said, we're just going to focus on, what we're going to work on, what we're doing now, actively working on, and what's coming up. Not what we're planning or thinking about doing in the future. Cause like they want to meet our expectations or some shit. So coming soon. So we got this one, high voltage, right? Then there's something called the Collector's Vault, which I think we'll talk about a little bit more. But the Collector's Vault is basically all of the variants that were in bundles previously that kind of went away.
Mm.
they're gonna open up the collector's vault like 1 week every so often, where you can get like for like a limited amount of time, where you can like buy with gold like variants from bundles from over a year ago. That like if like someone's new to the game, like, oh, I really love that variant. Like I didn't know, like I wasn't playing 2 years ago. I
Mhm.
want this fucking variant. They'll
Right.
open up and you can buy it for gold.
Mhm.
And I saw there's like a screenshot. I don't know if we'll get into it, but like I think some were like 2,000, some were 2,400, some were 1,200. Like, so it's like they're you expect them to be premium because people paid cash for them. So
Mhm.
they're going to be money. They're going to be increased gold. But that's cool though. If there's like a variant you really wanted that like was in a bundle and you're like, fuck, I missed that bundle. You can get it for gold now if you want. So that's cool.
Do you think people
Second,
that already got the variant are gonna be mad about that?
I'm sure there's always going to be people that are mad about it, but
Yeah,
I think in general
I
for
wouldn't
like,
care, but I'm curious.
yeah, I've bought a bunch of bundles, and like if someone's able to get the variant, like I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea, like,
Mhm.
and it's not like the collectors, and the thing too, like they're still making it kind of exclusive because the collector's vault is not going to be like a permanent feature.
Mhm.
It's just going to come for like, let's say, a week and then go away, and then who knows when it's going to come back.
Mhm.
They're going to do it like limited time, so it's like still kind of exclusive. And if you buy a bundle over a year ago, like grow the fuck up,
Yeah, yeah,
like let people get the variant. There's new people that come
yeah.
to the
You had it
game,
for a
like,
year. Yeah, you had it exclusive for a year.
yeah, that's like the spotlight ones. Like, were people really that mad about the spotlights coming in like for 2,400 gold? I don't think people are that mad about it.
No, yeah.
So yeah, and if you are mad about it, like I don't know, grow up. But yeah, and then there's a second anniversary celebration where they have like a bunch of rewards and stuff, which is whatever. Deadpool's Diner 2.0. No big deal. Pumped about that. That's coming.
Well, I mean, I
And
don't
it,
know. I already did it once. I don't think it's gonna be as good the second time.
it is. It's gonna be good.
But I'm
Uh,
excited for to get the card. To grind for the
yeah.
card. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm pumped for that. I am pumped for that. That's gonna be
I know
sick.
you are.
Let's go.
Uh,
The diner was great, man. I love it.
yeah. In development, character mastery. So this is one that they took off the table. People were really pissed off about. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember Alex coach up specifically, and it was like really mad about this
Yeah.
one.
So they actually, if they don't mention it in this article, we'll go to the Discord because they actually talk a lot about it,
Mhm.
and they give like screenshots and stuff. It looks really cool.
Mhm.
Super premium season pass, which is pretty sweet. I think there'll be like another tier. They didn't mention any specifics. Probably like 15 or $20 a month, I would guess. But they said like extra variants, extra rewards, stuff like that. But they didn't. I don't think they really talked about it. But we'll look. Then there's album preview and wish list, and then a new limited time mode. So these limited time modes are pretty sweet. So high voltage, we went into great detail. We don't have to talk about high voltage here.
I would say the
Uh,
one limited time mode that's a miss, in my opinion, is the league. The league's kind of dumb, I think.
the league's fine.
It's
It's
all
like
right. It's whatever. It's
it's
kind of
just
bland to me. It's kind of
yeah,
vanilla.
it's true, but it's just free stuff for nothing. So
Yeah, yeah. I'll take
you
free
can't
stuff.
really be mad about it.
Yeah,
I think I finished 20th in my league, the last one. I didn't care. Like whatever. You're right. It is what it is. Like
yeah.
it's just I didn't.
Same. I got like almost last in the last one, but I got first in the first one. It's like okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Well, that's how it should be. I'm fine with that. For a mode that's like nothing, you just get to play and get free rewards for no reason. Sure, great. So yeah, high voltage we talked about. We don't have to go in there. Here's collector's vault. Here's the screenshot. Looks like this like old Gambit variant's like 1,400. This Peach Momoko Mystique is 2,500. There's a Chibi Gamora, the Red Skull, Spider Man. They're all at different prices. Looks like there's legendary, epic, and probably like rare ones at different price points. So they said, we've had some incredible art pieces released during the last 2 years. We're excited to introduce a new shop feature that will give you the chance to acquire variants that you may have previously missed. To be eligible for the vault, variants must have been bundle exclusives and released at least 1 year before the vault's opening. The collector's vault is a middle ground where the variants remain exclusive for an entire year, but also give new or returning players the ability to get them eventually. Once the collector's vault appears in your shop, you'll see 6 random, unowned, and unique variants for base cards that you already possess. The vault opens for the first time from October 24th to 29th and will come back periodically. Don't miss it. So it is still pretty exclusive, and you're just gonna see 6 random ones that you don't. And if you see, it like says you're gonna see 6 random ones. I don't know if it's gonna refresh. Does it say it's gonna refresh? No, it's like 2 days, 2 hours. So maybe it's only gonna be 6 for those little bit, and then, if you're missing like
Yeah,
50, you're still gonna be they're still gonna be pretty
only
exclusive.
those
So
6. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. It's cool. I mean, my first thought was like, I'm like, oh, Super Tech God's gonna love this. But then I realized Super Tech God literally has all the variants already, so he is gonna be a useless feature for him.
Yeah,
So
useless
shout out to
feature
Super
for
Tech God.
him. Love seeing his variants and splits. Second anniversary celebration. Second dinner takes second anniversary seriously. We love this adventure. We've been on for an incredible community. October 18th marks 2 years since Marvel Snap launched globally. We're ready to celebrate with you. Login rewards, a free community voted variant, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, Twitch drops, and a special bundle. Plus, you'll be able to play the brand new high voltage mode while celebrating. Um, so yeah, there's just these like rewards like boosters. Looks like you get neon white borders. What is this? Cosmic orange border. So pretty cool. These rewards and then the other stuff. We'll see the bundle and that kind of stuff. The voted variant, which will be a fun battle on Twitter. But yeah, sweet. Deadpool's Diner 2.0. Hope you saved room for dessert. Deadpool's Diner is coming back better than ever. New meals, updated rewards, and more. It's going to be a happy Bubs giving this November.
I will say for
What else
everything I
is
said about it, I don't know how much I'll play it if there's not a card at the end of the tunnel. Like if it's borders, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, man.
I probably will. I loved the mode. I thought it
Yeah,
was.
it was
I
so
thought it was
fun.
so
It was so
fun.
fun.
It was great.
Let's hope if there's a border, it's like the webbed border or something. Something crazy.
You know what I hope actually with this? I'll say one thing that I wish with the Deadpool Diner. Like you're right. Like it was so fun progressing to like different levels. Like
Mhm.
I hope they put like rewards, like they put the card at a reasonable level, like where it was before, like the variant, like the high level. I hope they have like higher tiers, like where you just get like borders or shit like that, like because like once you got like 500 million bubs or like a billion bubs, or whatever the fuck I ended up with,
Mhm.
it's like all right, I was just like donating bubs, that kind of stuff, and like it kind of like lost its flair when I'm like, all right, oh, we're all in for 50 million each, and like who cares? I already got everything.
Yeah.
Although I still had a lot of fun.
Mhm.
But like I do wish that they would have like I don't know, maybe not unlimited, but like even if they do have unlimited, just give people boosters for getting like a different tier. Who gives a shit, right? Like 155 random boosters for getting every like billion afterwards would be
Yeah.
awesome. Something like that would be cool. So I hope they do that. Yeah. In development, game features in this section are currently being developed, iterated on, and approved upon. So they are doing these in development. They are doing these things. So they've already dedicated resources, generated tasks, timelines. So they're moving forward. Character mastery. We gotta. Do they have the? No, they don't. Okay, we'll go to the Discord to look at this. It's back after a quick break from the roadmap and some incredible community feedback. Character mastery is back on the menu. We're aiming for character mastery to go live before the end of this year, if not very soon afterwards. Do you love Iron Man or maybe have a soft spot for She-Hulk? The character mastery system rewards you for growing your unique collection and favorite characters. Anything you've previously done counts. If you have a favorite card you've invested into, you've already progressed that character's mastery track and have rewards waiting. Or maybe you're the Electro Extraordinaire. All of your Electro variants and splits count for XP towards progressing Electro's character mastery track. So as long as you unlock character mastery levels, you will earn brand new finishes, flares, and reaction sets for that character. We prioritize character mastery based on your feedback, and we love the idea of being able to customize your collection even further. We hope to expand the character mastery system in the future. Please let us know what you'd like to see. So everyone was fucking up in arms. They're like, fine, fuck it, we'll bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Kocho was really sad about that. So it's good, man. Shout out to our homie from Canada, a fellow Canadian, Alex Kocha, fellow, former Dota player. He's very similar to us, and so happy to see him get what he wants. I heard people were like setting up their collection in advance for the character mastery thing to come out, or so I've heard some wild shit, but I don't speak Wales, so I don't know. I don't really understand what the hell is going on.
Here's the screenshot they had. So like here's the character mastery. Like you have like Cersei, there's Galactus and Ghost in this, and like you just get like levels and you get mastery cash. You get like look at these like finishes on cards, flares, that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool actually.
So finishes flares. These are like new splits for the cards.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, look at this neon trails flare, galactic finish. So that's probably like the backgrounds and stuff. Remember we went over like the one time the update where they had like the data mine like bananas and all that stuff?
Yeah.
This is them. This is some of them. This is like a space background for your cards with like a neon like flare kind of thing. So
That's pretty sick.
There'll be different flares. Yeah, it will be pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like this. And shout out to the person on the right who is like already level 6 on a Ghost. I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't know what kind of deck they're playing, but I want to see that spike.
That's awesome. I think they have some of them here. Here's the banana finish for Hitmonkey that we saw. Some of the different like flares here. The Galactus Master level 30 Galactus reaction set. Joe's gonna get that. Same with Interrobang.
Joe probably has it already. They said your whatever you have already is counts towards the progress. So Joe is just going to get that as default.
Yeah. Then they said there's going to be a super premium season pass. They said we're completely reimagining what our season pass super premium looks like. Yeah, because now it's like just if you pay extra $5,
it's super dumb
premium,
right now.
You just get 10 levels extra, where it's like who gives a shit
that you would get anyway. Like so, you basically get nothing. You pay money for nothing.
Yeah, you get a couple extra boosters. Like who gives a fuck, right? So they're going to replace it with all new super premium season pass, more variants, more rewards, and even a few surprises down the pipeline that will make the biggest deck builders smile. So that'll be pretty cool. For people that want to spend an extra $5 for extra resources and variants and stuff. Be a cool option. I'll probably end up doing that, honestly, if it looks cool.
Yeah, depending what it is, I might do it occasionally anyway.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't make the other one smaller, but I mean, I don't think they will, man.
No, they won't. I don't think they're going to do that.
We all love it, and I don't think they're going to change that. They're making money off it, so why not?
No, yeah, they're just adding more to this one, which is smart for them. Like, it's nothing for them to add a few more fucking boosters and shit. Just make it worth the price. Then there's album preview and wish list. So it's just, I think they just said, the picture says everything on there. It's just like, if you have a variant and there's that little icon for an album, you can click on that and see what our album it's for. Basically. New limited time mode. When we said we're committed to Marvel Snap limited time modes, we mean it. We're aiming to bring another brand new limited time mode to Marvel Snap early next year. The team has been hosting team-wide playtests, and we're making great progress. Can't wait to share more.
What do you think about the limited mode, kids? I mean, I said I like them, but what do you think about them?
I love them. Yeah. I love them. Yeah, I love them. What's the one thing I wish that we could... it's not like an issue I have with them, but like if I had to say like there's an issue, which isn't really an issue, but like playing them, I feel like when they're on, like I just get so entrenched in that mode, like that's all I want to play, and like it takes away from the other modes and the other stuff that week that's going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like if I want to grind Conquest, like a little bit, I want to play a little bit of Conquest. Like my Conquest is going to suffer. I don't play that much Conquest to begin with.
If you want to get the Storm variant, like
yeah. It's not going to be this week.
But you only got a week of high voltage, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to play high voltage, right? You're kind of forced to, yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be nice if like on months that like, and this is just the filthy casual in me talking, but on months where they have like these kind of limited modes, it'd be nice if like the Conquests, like it's easier to get the variant or something, I don't know. They'll never do that because like it's really not that difficult to get the variant anyway. You just have to play a little bit, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I do love these limited modes. I think they're hilarious. I think they're awesome. Like they're fun. They bring in they like just put a little spice into the game that if you're like a little bit bored for like a week, then you throw this in there. You're like, oh shit, this is great. Like reinvigorates like your the fun in the game. Yeah, it's great. And then they said in concept, so they have big dreams. Like they didn't usually like. They said they weren't going to talk about in concept, and they're like, all right, we'll say one thing. They're working on a draft mode, I think. They said, we have big dreams about what we'd like to bring to the future of Marvel Snap. The first step towards these dreams is turning ideas into concepts through discussion, documentation, and planning. Features currently in the in-concept phase have been initially scoped out and given shape, but have not yet had any engineering or development work done in the game itself. This is where we'd love your feedback most. Concepts listed in this section may be elevated in priority, rescoped, or scrapped entirely, or we might hear something completely new from the community. So, draft mode. As we talked about in the last roadmap, we're exploring what draft mode might look like in Marvel Snap. We know there is a passionate audience excited for draft mode and curious about our timeline for developing it. So here's the inside scoop. We believe Snap Draft should rely on a trio of pillars: clear and exciting deck building goals, fun gameplay that feels unique from constructed, highly replayable. Snap Draft is a tougher nut to crack than it may seem. In its conception, Snap wasn't originally designed with drafting in mind. For example, if drafting a discard deck feels like playing a weaker version of the normal discard deck, that's not going to be a special experience for our players. To be clear, we're excited about Snap Draft. We're evaluating a wide range of potential solutions, but it will take some time to find the best path for translating the core joys of Snap into draftable experience. We appreciate your patience. Blah, blah, blah. What do you think about this? You're a draft king, basically. You love... This is your favorite mode in these kind of card games, is it not?
Well, in Hearthstone it was. I mean, I think a lot of people like Arena the best. I'm definitely one of them. I mean, I don't have a crazy opinion on it. I would love if they did a copy paste version of Arena and put it in this game. And Arena has that thing that I said I really liked about Deadpool Diner, where it's a clear progression, right? Like, you get rewarded for, you get a win, you go to the next level, you get and then at the end your reward is based on how you do there, and you get 3 strikes, and it's unique. Now they're saying, oh well, there's a lot of synergy cards. I mean, there is in Hearthstone too, right? So I don't know, maybe if they're worried about that, you could do like well, you click one card, then you pick another card from like 50 or something, then you pick one, and I don't know, like they could do it where you draft one, then you put any card, then you draft one, then you put any card, instead of just draft every single card. But I would love it if they just copy pasted Arena, put it in this game. I'll play it all the time.
Yeah, they won't. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Almost for a fact they're not going to, because I think Glenn mentioned that last time they got rid of the draft mode in the unconcept. He's like,
hey man,
it needs to be different. But I don't know. They'll do it. They'll do
I mean, Hearthstone came out in
like
what, 10 or something, like I don't know, 20, no, maybe like 2014. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I haven't played that shit in like 10 years, man. I'm down.
Yeah. Some people like preparing are still grinding it out. So
yeah. Well, imagine doing that with Marvel Snap cards, even better.
That'd be fun. Yeah. It'd be kind of cool. I'm not like
Glenn may not like it, but I do.
Yeah, I'm not like the biggest like draft mode player. Like it wasn't my favorite mode in Hearthstone, but like I definitely would play it in Snap if they made it fun. And then new cosmetic types, and then they just put this picture. Looks like a different
game board finally. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, of course, it's a good idea to have different game boards. I don't know what the hell took them so long to have different game boards.
This is still
next step after
apparently.
this. I'll say next step after this would be interactive game boards, but I don't know if they would do that, because it's mainly mobile, so it's going to be difficult to do that with mobile. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so stuff like this is weird that's not in the game already. Like just seems like such a no-brainer. And like, for example, like the Agent Venom artwork, like I fired up Snap on my phone for like the first time this month. I normally play on PC. It looks incredible. Like,
I love it. It looks so sick.
It looks so sick. And they have different music for like they actually put so much effort into the cosmetics of like the monthly season pass that we're never gonna fucking see again. Like, I feel like it takes half as much work to make a game board that could like be in the game forever, like, yeah. I mean, let's get some game boards. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and I think people would pay money for these things, man.
Yeah, probably pay like $3,000 gold or something for it.
Yeah, I bet you could sell these for $20 to $50 easy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can even wheel like an ultra rare game board for like $100. You get the whales that would do that kind of shit.
Absolutely. I mean, it's in every game. You see it all the time. It'd be sick.
Yeah. It would be sick. You know what? Is there anything you would like to see?
Draft mode. That's our Arena.
Okay. Nothing else in here?
Oh, and here, what do you mean, like nothing else in here?
Like anything you want them to be working on or anything like that? Like, is there any ideas you have? Like, is something you want that's not in here, or are you happy with everything?
There's a lot of things that I want that are not in the game that I think are pretty easy, like no brainers that I'm kind of shocked they haven't even like considered. Number one, obviously spectator mode. Makes no
Yeah.
sense that I can't spectate a game. I should be able to watch you play, kid. You pull up a game, I could just join in. Give me the game code. So that's number one, spectator mode. I mean, it's such a no brainer. I mean, you have a big game like Marvel Snap. You could promote it more. You could grow the game. You could have tournaments, like all this shit, right? It's like an absolute no brainer. I was watching like a Rivals of Aether 2 tournament yesterday. I had over 5,000 people watching. Like Marvel Snap probably has 100 times the player base in that game, and there's 5,000 people watching a Rivals of Aether 2. Like the game's not even out yet. It's like it's like some beta version of the game. It's ridiculous. So spectator mode number one. Another mode which would be is also very obvious. You should be able to play against the computer in Marvel Snap. If I want to test out a deck, like I should just be able to restart, play against, just play against bot. Like it could be random bot. They already have bots in the game, right? So I should just be able to go in some custom game mode against a bot and just play, just so I could see what like my hands look like. So I don't have to test my decks on the ladder for rank, and I don't have to test my decks in a full conquest match, which takes forever. I go to the proving grounds where we're all snapping. It's not even a real deck, not even a real game at that point anyway, because it's just everybody snaps in proving grounds. So why can't I just run against the computer, spectator mode? Like these things I think are kind of no brainers. And on the topic of spectator mode, I'd love it if Marvel Snap Second Dinner themselves had a tournament once a year, let's say. The Marvel Snap Invitational. That'd be pretty sweet. You put a 20K prize in first place. Have an open bracket where everyone can enter. In-game tournament engine. We don't have to do it on fucking Discord like we're doing with Snap Judge League, that would be pretty sweet too. So that's the kind of stuff I would love that they would do with the game. I don't think they're going to do any of it, but that's what I want.
That's pretty good. Those are good. I'll piggyback off one of those, and I think the bot, just playing against bots is like a no brainer. That should be in there as well. Like you said, I think like if you're playing friendly game modes, that should count towards like your quests. Like you shouldn't play a friendly game and you don't get fucking any. Like you're playing 6 drops. Why doesn't it count towards a 6 drop quest? Like, and if they're worried about people spamming that to get their dailies, like grow up. That's a lot more effort than just doing it on ladder.
Who cares? Yeah, what's the difference between that and playing on the ladder, right? Same thing.
Yeah,
right? So
exactly. So I think they should allow that, and then
or unranked. Maybe call it unranked, right? Who knows?
Yeah, whatever it is. But I'm and then there's I'm a simple man here. Some people have brought this up before. I think it's a cool idea. There should be a feature where if you're where you go to like choose your variants for your card, there should be a random. That way you play a deck, and you say like, "Oh, just choose a random variant." So every game you play, you get a random one of the variants that you own.
That'd be kind of sick. Yeah,
that'd be so cool.
Yeah,
even like in a Conquest, it was like every single game, like your variants shift or something, or like every game you play on ladder, you get. It's only the ones you own, obviously, but like and then the splits and stuff on your variants, and it just cycles through them all. That would be really cool, wouldn't it?
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, I would love that.
yeah, that'd be fun. But
that's right there with like in-game backgrounds, right? Like just spice the visuals up a little bit, and I'm doing the same visuals every goddamn game.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited for the future of it. It looks really cool. I'm excited about the new stuff that's coming out. The new game modes. They're working on another limited game mode. If they get to have like a limited game mode every single month, or like every other month, that's pretty sweet. Like High Voltage this month, Deadpool's Diner next month.
Oh, awesome.
Pretty awesome.
It's awesome, man. I love it.
It's
more than I can ask for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. What do you got to say to the people? No big deal. That's it.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. Get those High Voltage games in. Do your chores, but also have fun and do some wacky fucking combos and dunk on some people. And just go crazy with the combos. Just take it to the absolute max. You got 12 energy on turn 3. You don't got to worry about nothing. Send it, rip it, and crush it.
Black Panther Zola, Infinite to the moon, baby! Woo! Peace!